Hello students, so today we'll start a new exercise 2.7 of chapter fractions and decimals. Now in this session I will explain some sums from question number 1 and first 4 sums from question number 2 also. So let's begin with question number 1. So as you see in question number 1 we have to divide one decimal term with another whole number form. Fine, so the first term is given the decimal form and the second term is given a whole number. So we have to learn how exactly we have to divide. Fine. So it's very easy. So question number 1 is 0.4 divided by 2. Okay. So what is the first thing we have to do? We have to first convert the decimal form to a fractional form. That is 4 upon 10 divided by 2. So 2 means what? 2 upon 1, isn't it? So why 4 upon 10? Why I am dividing 4 by 10? As because after decimal how many digits are there? So as we have learned, so that means 1. So that is the reason we are dividing 4 by 10. If there would have been 2 digits, then we would have divided those 2 digits by 100. Fine. Now what is the next step, students? This is very important step. You have to remember that now 4 by 10, now what we have to do? In place of division, we have to put multiplication sign. And what happens when we put multiplication sign in place of division? Yes, I hope everyone remembers that on the right hand side fraction, that is a right hand side fractions of division, it will be reciprocal, isn't it? So I hope everyone remembers what is reciprocal. That means the denominator will go to the numerator and the numerator will come to the denominator. Okay, so it will look like this: 4 by 10 into 1 upon 2. Now you will not do anything with this 10 number, 10, 100, you will not touch it. Okay, you will not reduce this part. What you will do is that you will rather reduce this 2 number. That is 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. So what would be the answer? 2 ones are 2 and 10 ones are 10. Fine. So now again what you have to do, you have to change this fractional form to a decimal form. So your final answer will look like 2, then we'll put point here, 0. So 0.2. So this is your final answer of sum number 1. Let's move on to sum number 2. This is sum number 2. We have 0.35 divided by 5. So the first thing we have to do, we have to divide this, we have to change this decimal form to a fractional form. So that would be 35. This time we'll divide it by 100. Absolutely right, students. Now divided by 5. 5 means what? 5 by 1. Okay. Now what is the next step? Yes, that is 35 by 100. Now in place of division we'll put multiplication sign, and this 5 by 1 will be reciprocal and it would look like 1 upon 5. So I said you will not reduce this part, rather you will see these two numbers. Okay, so 5 ones are 5, 5 sevens are 35. So what we have now? 7 upon 100, isn't it? 7 upon 100, and now again you have to convert this decimal form to a fractional form. That means we will have the answer as 70.0. So this is your final answer of sum number 2. So now let's move on to sum number 3. Sum number 3, we have 2.48 divided by 4. So first of all we'll change this decimal form to fractional form. So it will look like 248 upon 100, as we have 2 digits after the decimal, and then we'll give division sign 4 by 1. Now what we'll write? 248 by 100. In place of division we'll write multiplication sign, and this fraction will be reciprocal. So it will look like 1 upon 4. Now we have to reduce this to numbers. So 248 can be reduced by 4. That means 4 ones are 4, 4 6 are 24, 4 2s are 8. So it will look like 62 upon 100. And as you know that you have to give this answer, you have to convert this decimal into the fractional decimal form. So in that way the answer would be 26.0. So answer is 0.62. Okay. This is a very easy sum, students. Now let's move on to sum number 4. Sum number 4. Okay, sum number 4, we have 65.4 divided by 6. So what we have to do? Yes, we have to convert the decimal form to fractional form. That would be 654 by 10 divided by 6 upon 1. Now in the second step, what we have to do, 654 divided by 10 will put into sign in place of division sign, and this fraction will be reciprocal. It will look like 1 upon 6. Now let's reduce this 654 by 6 with 6, that is 6 1 is 6, and it would be what? It would be 6 9 1s are, and the solution would be 109. 109. So it would look like 109 upon 10. So what will be the decimal form of this fractional form? It would be 9, then we'll put point here, 0 1. So your answer is 10.9. Okay, so now let's move on to sum number 5 of question number 1. Question number 5. Now question number 5, we have 651.2 divided by 4. Now let's convert this decimal form to fractional form. So it will look like this, that is 6512 by 10 divided by 4 upon 1. Now the next step, 6512 divided by 10 will put into sign in place of division sign. So this fraction will be reciprocal. It will be 1 upon 4. Now let's reduce this 6512 by 4. So we'll get what? 4 ones are 4. It will be 1 and 4 1 6 2 8. 1 6 2 8. Okay. So what we have to do now? 1 6 2 8 upon 10. Now let's convert this fractional form to a decimal form. So it will look like 8.261. So this is your final answer, that is 162.8. Okay, and the rest of the 3 sums, students, would be your homework, that is 6, 7 and 8 from question number 1. Now let's move on to sum number 2. Question number 2. This is question number 2, students. What we have to find now, this time, as you see, as you're observing, that all the decimal numbers are divided by 10. Fine. So it's also very, very easy. So let's do sum number 1 of question number 2. Now that is 4.8 divided by 10. Same thing we have to do. The first thing what we have to do, that we have to convert the decimal form to a fractional form. That will look like 48 by 10 divided by 10. That is 10 by 1, isn't it? Now what we have to do, 48 by 10 will put multiplication sign in place of division sign. So what will happen then? So this right hand side fractional form will be reciprocal. That is 1 by 10. Now do not reduce it. Do not reduce it. Just simply multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. So what we'll get, 41 into 1 is 41. 10 into 10 is 100. Fine. So now what will be the final answer? See, now it became so easy. So your final answer would be 84.0. So this is your answer, 0.48. Fine. So let's move on to sum number 2 of question number 2. Sum number 2 of question number 2 is 52.5 divided by 10. So what we have to do? Yes, I know most of you have the answer. That is, no. What we have to do? 525 by 10 divided by 10 by 1, isn't it? Now, next step. Yes, I know you people know it. Now this, in place of division, what we have to do? We put multiplication sign, and this fraction form will be reciprocal. It will become 1 upon 10. Now just simply multiply it. Again I am saying, if you see 10 multiples of 10 are there in the denominator, do not reduce it. Rather it becomes very easier if you just multiply the numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. The fractional form that you will get, that is very, very easy to convert into the decimal form. Now 5 to 5 into 1 is 5 to 5. 10 into 10 is 100. Now as you know, it's so easy to convert into the decimal form. So how to do it? 5 2.5. So see, your answer is 5.25. It's so easy. Now let's move on to sum number 3. Sum number 3, we have 0.7 divided by 10. So it's so easy. So we'll write 7 upon 10 divided by 10 upon 1. Okay. So what is the next step? 7 by 10 into 1 upon 10. Okay. Now just multiply the numerator with numerator. That would be 7, and the answer of the denominator would be 10 into 10 is 100. Fine. So now how to convert this 7 by 100 into the decimal form? So we'll write 7, we'll give one 0 here, then we'll put decimal, and then again another 0. So 0.07. Okay. So let's move on to the last sum of question number 2, which I will explain. That is sum number 4. Number 4, we have 33.1 divided by 10. So next step, yes, we'll convert this 33.1 into the fractional form. It will look like 331 upon 10 divided by 10 upon 1. Okay, so now next step, 331 by 10. We'll put multiplication sign, and then this fractional form will be reciprocaled. And what will the answer? 331 into 1, 331. 10 into 10 is 100. Now convert it into decimal form. It will look like 13.3. So the answer is 3.31. Okay. Now, and the rest of the 3 sums, students, would be your homework. That is sum number 6, 7, and I think there's only 2 sums is there. No, 3 sums are there. Fine. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. So the rest of the 3 sums, 5, 6, 7, will be your homework. Okay, students, that's it for today. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Stay blessed.